G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mum and Dad Show. My name's Isaac Butterfield, and this is my wife. Feels weird me saying this is my wife because I'm holding my son. I'm not talking about you, kid. This is my wife. That's your mum over there. Claire Butterfield, good evening.
Hello.
Oh.
She sounds good.
God, you sound like you've deep-throated the world. What's going on? Unfortunately, Claire's got AIDS, ladies and gentlemen. She's got AIDS.
Got COVID.
She got COVID.
No, I don't.
We did a COVID test.
We did. I don't have COVID. I've just got a bit of a flu.
Oh, good grief.
It feels good.
I tell you what, it's good to be back. We did have a week off last week. We had one of the roughest weeks.
We had a weird week, like
weird old week,
devastating week, but it sort of just kept going. It was one of those weeks, and I'm sure you guys have had the same thing where you think to yourself, what else can go wrong?
They didn't come in threes, they came in like tens. We lost our beautiful darling last week, Rosie, our greyhound.
A beautiful baby.
Unfortunately, at the tender age of almost 11, we had to put her down. She was very, very crook. She was battling Cushing's disease, which is caused by a pituitary gland tumor in the brain. And I'm not sure if it caused it or not, but she ended up developing quite bad dementia.
That was the main thing, really.
That was the main thing. So last week there was no show for that reason. We were just, and we still are, just fucking shattered. Like, if you know us, you know how much dogs and our dogs mean to us, and that they are our family. And it was just it was a crazy, crazy experience to have to make a decision on somebody. We'll call her somebody, not something. Somebody who she was very much alive and kicking, but she just wasn't there.
She wasn't there.
And I think we came to that decision on the Saturday night because she'd been going downhill a while, and we had her on. You know, I was giving her tablets I was giving like 5 or 6 tablets a day.
You were amazing with it.
Shoving tablets down her throat because she was a little shit when it came to finding tablets in food. Like, she would eat a whole bowl of food and just leave like 3 tablets. Like, how do you do that?
Little grandma.
Little lady Grantham.
God.
But she came inside on Saturday night, and she had been doing things like this for a long time, but this was the worst.
A really long time.
Like, she would just like pace around the backyard, and we didn't know what that meant. Did it mean like she was just hanging out? But apparently what it means is like they're trying to find their way back inside. And I guess this is like with people with dementia. It's just heinous, a real tough disease for anyone who has to deal with that.
And for the families.
Absolutely.
Horrible.
It's almost easier for the person doing it because they don't know what's going on. But she came inside on Saturday night and walked around the house almost like not, what's the word? Like cantered.
Yeah. It was like it was between a walk and a sprint.
Yeah.
Just
a canter.
Loops and loops.
Like almost a jog.
Yeah.
Around the house, around our like living room. Yeah. She did it for 4 hours. Gabe laughs at that.
That's just that's a long time.
And it was fucked because she was like scared.
It was fucked.
She was scared. She didn't know where she is. And we wanted to do it then. Like this. Obviously, this wasn't a rush decision. This was something that's been happening for about 6 months.
Everyone that knows us, like personally, has sort of said for the last over 6 months. A lot of people have sort of said to us, "Look, when are you going to put her down, or should you put her down?" But honestly, each time we went to the vet, there was always something else we could try, and we didn't want to give up on our girl without knowing in our hearts that we had tried literally everything to make sure she had the best quality of life. And by the point it got to, we were giving her all these drugs and taking her to all these places that she just wasn't Rose anymore.
She was getting massages and everything.
She was living the life. She was off her face.
She was off of, well, that was the other thing. Like, she forgot how to sit down.
That was a big thing, wasn't it?
Like, I'd have to...
Trying to explain that to people is so bizarre too. Like, it's such it's just insane.
She forgot how to eat for a while too,
yes.
Which was another insane thing. We had to put her on appetite stimulants, which looking back on was just like, fuck. But
they did give us time though, I will say.
Fuck, how's Gabe's form on this podcast? He's getting fucking phone calls. He's laughing at our poor dog.
But he's got his cool shoes on.
Yeah, he's got a Bunnings trade uniform and his fucking Crocs on. Oh, just, yeah. And I sort of said, okay, I think it's time. And I kept saying to you, what do you think? And that wasn't fair on me. Like, fair on you rather. I had to be the one who
Neither one of us wanted to be the one to make the call. And we've had that last time when she stopped eating. we were having that conversation and talking to people like our locals at the pet shop who we see literally all the time, they were sort of saying maybe it's time.
But we went to the vet.
Family members, everything.
We went to the vet and they said, "Oh, we can try this," and we tried it. It works. Worked for another couple of months, and then we try something else. Works.
Yeah.
But this time it was definitely time, and we got to say goodbye and tell her that we loved her, and so that was.
She's
that was
better
Monday.
than everybody and always will be.
She is. She's currently
our beautiful queen.
We got her cremated and she's sitting in an urn in our living room. We say hello to her every day.
The house is now based around it.
But yeah, that was fucking hectic. And then the rest of the week was just madness as well. Unfortunately, we had a funeral to go to on the Thursday of a mate who unfortunately committed suicide, and
we're all going to end up crying on this podcast.
It was just a week, and then we ended up. I parted ways with the management team that I've been working with for a while, and
R.I.P.
to them too, and it was just a fucking week, and poor Addy had to have his noodles, his vaccinations. So that was another thing, and Claire got sick, and she's still got AIDS. Fucking hell. What else?
And I'm now the only girl in the house.
Yeah, you're the only girl in the house now. It's just doodles everywhere.
It's just
heaps of balls. Well, except for Littlefoot, he doesn't have his balls. We took them off him. I wouldn't do that again, by the way.
No, I don't think I would either.
No, let him keep the balls.
Let him breathe.
Let him breed.
Let him hang.
Let him swing in the breeze. Let him drag across me. You know what he does in the middle of the night? I don't know if you've copped one of these. Littlefoot, because Littlefoot's a whippet, by the way. He's a whippet cross greyhound. He's a bit thick. He's a thick dog. Got a fat ass. Some nights I'll wake up and he's like trying to crawl under our blankets, like goes up near the pillows and tries to crawl underneath them. And he will have his ass in my face as he's trying to get underneath
with his
them.
tail up.
I've seen his butthole in the middle of the night, like winking at me, like it's some sort of like I'm having like what do they call it, sleep paralysis. And instead of seeing some demon over the top of my head, over the top of the bed, trying to hold me down, it's a Littlefoot's butthole just winking little chunks of carrot at me. It's horrifying.
Hershey's Kisses.
Yeah, they're the little kisses, all right. He's got that. You know, he's got that little. This is a weird conversation. You know, how he's got that weird little black spot on his butthole, like a little.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's just a freckle.
How did he get a freckle on his freckle?
It's spotty.
He is spotty. You're right. Fair point. It is skin, I guess.
What is this fucking podcast?
Poor Dickie.
Sorry, I sound really awful.
Well, you got AIDS.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Atticus has been good. Can we talk
perfect.
about one of the things that we decided to do last week that's a bit like people might freak out?
Oh.
Should we not talk about that?
Nah, talk about it. Why the fuck not?
So I decided.
They can cancel this too.
Cancel me now.
Get the shirt, by the way.
Cancel Isaac Butterfield. Great shirt.
Love him or hate him, buy the shirt.
I think they sold out, actually.
Oh.
So they're not available anymore. Too late, losers. So when a baby's 6 weeks, they get 3 deliveries of vaccinations. One is for pneumococcal, one is for rotavirus, and one is another one with about 6 different vaccines in it. Now, we're not anti-vaxxers.
No.
All right? We're not. But I reckon that it's probably not the greatest to jab a million different viruses into your child in one go. So what we did is we split it up by a couple of days.
Yep.
And I'm glad we did because
100%.
after he had the rotavirus thing, which is an oral vaccine, a live vaccine, he had terrible diarrhea, he had a fever, a bit more spewing than normal. And then 2 days later we gave him the other vaccines, and he had quite a fever again after that and was a bit, so I'm glad we did that.
Yep.
A lot of people were weird about it. A lot of people were mad at it. But I think I know the doctors would consult your doctor, and I'm not a doctor, and suck your doctor off. But I just feel like maybe it's not the best move. And I think the reason for it, and I know this is the reason, and doctors can't disagree with it because if they do, they'll lose their license in Australia. Like, you just can't have your own opinion. We knew that with COVID. I've spoken to doctors over the COVID period, and they're like, hey, listen, I particularly don't agree with this, and this about mandates or whatever, but we're not allowed to say it to our patients or publicly or we'll lose our license. So that sort of gives you an idea.
Which doesn't fill you with great hope when you're trusting a doctor and they can't say what they actually believe.
I know. These are very intelligent people and they can't tell you exactly what they believe.
It's pretty scary.
It's a bit shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that you should not give your kids vaccines. Vaccinate the shit out of them. Pump them full of it. I don't care. Do whatever you got to do. But
if you want to.
I think they are necessary to protect other people. But I just think that maybe they should be spread out a little bit, not over weeks or months, just a couple of days, just so they don't get pumped. But the thing is, people panic. And one of the doctors at this place, they told us that, and I really didn't like this answer.
No.
He said the reason we do it is because we don't want the child to experience the pain of the needles more than on one day, so they don't develop an irrational fear of the doctors like some kids do of the dentist.
At 7 or 6 weeks old.
I was like, yeah, okay, sure. You don't want your kid feeling pain, but I also don't want his immune system to be overrun by foreign bodies on the one day.
And has a night where he's just screaming and crying and in pain.
When
we could do it 2 days later.
Now, some parents can't do this. Some parents have got to go to an
I
office
get
every
that
day.
it's easier to do it all in one day.
Yes.
And if that's what you did with your kids, there's nothing wrong with that. We just chose to do that.
We're better parents than you. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely not.
So, yeah, vaccinate your kids, but if you can, split it over a couple of... If you want to, talk to your doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me.
You liked it from Dr. Rhonda Patrick, right?
Yeah, so Rhonda
Shout
Patrick,
out to her.
She did this. I know Rogan did this. They actually split it up over a couple of weeks, but we didn't
I didn't want to do that.
You didn't want to do that, and I get it. It's scary. You want your kid to be
that.
protected, and thankfully Addie is now, particularly from things like whooping cough, and fucking like, you know, there's polio vaccines and shit that come in later on. I read about the hepatitis B one that they give you straight after birth. You don't have to have it.
Foot.
Yeah, apparently that's because they don't know if the mother has hepatitis B. So rather than
said that's bizarre.
That's like the main reason they do that, because the mother might have it. But how many mums out there, you know, have hepatitis B? I know Gabe's mum does, but how many mums out there have hepatitis B? Like, wouldn't you think that you'd like do a test before you? I'm not anti-vax. I swear.
The amount of urine tests you do as a pregnant woman.
Surely you could do a test.
You run one of those.
Fuck me. Anyway, so that was our week last week, and he was a trooper. He was asleep like this. Got pumped with 2 needles in the leg.
You're not holding his head right, darling.
Mate, I swing him by the head when you're not watching. You fucking
should
losers.
see us.
Swing Claire by her head. That's why she's got a sore throat. Also, I've been doing that a lot, the whistle. I won't explain why, because I can't. Just trust me, I can't, because it'll ruin relationships. But it's very funny, and I've been doing it a lot. Also, I've been singing to young Addie. I was singing some songs
That's
this morning.
been nice. I heard you in the shower.
I didn't have Addie in the shower. Claire was in the shower, by the way. You don't want me to hold him in the shower, do you? You don't trust me. You don't trust me grip.
No.
I've got the Peachy by Rose socks, grip socks on.
Hey, you could have 10 of the Peachy by Rose socks and it still wouldn't be grippy enough. I'm sorry.
Fuck me. I tell you.
I don't want you sharing with him yet just because he's so new and if he slides.
On the topic of kids in the shower, Rolf Harris died the other day.
We hardly knew you.
We hardly knew. R.I.P.
Was there more to him than
than meets the eye?
Yeah, what do you think?
So I did a bit of reading on him when he died. He apparently, well, he got convicted of it, so he did. I don't know what he gave. Look us up. You'd know.
What did he touch? Who did he
Google
touch?
images, please.
What did he do?
Who didn't he do?
Apparently.
Do you know he's related to Roald Dahl?
Really?
No.
Thought you said you read up on him.
Well, I imagine when a convicted pedophile dies, they don't say, the first thing they say is, Roald Dahl, distant relative.
No. Sexually assaulting multiple. Jeez.
Fuck yeah. I mean, that's a shame. Multiple young girls. Oh, what about, on the topic of young girl, not as young as Rolf Harris, as girls.
Go on.
But Bill Gates caught up with that young, not young, like she was 20, but caught up with, apparently Epstein had info on him and tried to blackmail him into becoming a part of this charitable organisation. So your boy who's pushing the old vaccines has a bit of a penchant for extramarital affairs. Jeffrey Epstein allegedly tried to extort Bill Gates over extramarital affairs.
It's those glasses, I believe it. Those frames, they just scream slay. I'm interrupting.
Mate, can
Sorry.
I fucking just say, convicted sexual offender reportedly threatened to expose Gates' relationship with Russian bridge player. Oh. Why are you known as a bridge player?
That's cool.
Bridge is like a card game, isn't it? Or dominoes or something? Or she just play on bridges?
I don't know. I've never heard that in my life. I think it's a card game.
So anyway, Epstein apparently tried to threaten Gates by exposing this extramarital affair. And it makes you think, if he knew about that, what other high-profile people does he know about? And are all the women over the age of 20? Considering that Epstein and his missus Ghislaine got done for sexual exploitation of and sexual trafficking of minors.
We'll let you ponder that one.
But back to Rolf. Ooh. Yeah, Rolfie had some great songs like Tie Me Kangaroo Down Sport and Grab Me on the Cock Little Lady. There was some great songs there, but he
Fuck him.
Gabe, you got something to say?
Oh, your mate Lewis Spears posted a throwback video today of Ralph Harris. He covered Ralph Harris's song, Tie Me 12-Year-Old Down Sport or something like that.
Did he?
Yeah, it was an old video he did. I saw it today.
I saw that come up and
Shout out to Lewis Spears.
Shout out to Lewis, and I didn't see the song. I didn't have like the audio on, and I just saw him. I didn't know if he was Rolf Harris or Colonel Sanders, but he looked similar to both of them. I'm not saying that Colonel Sanders and Rolf Harris have anything in common, but apparently Rolf said those girls were finger licking good.
Sorry,
is he here or not?
It's a weird thing to say, holding my 7-week-old child. That's another thing. Like when we swear in this show, I feel bad for Addy, but he's going to grow up.
We swear upstairs too, though.
I swear upstairs. I swear downstairs. I swear at Addy.
I think it's once they start actually speaking, you got to rein it in.
Yeah.
I need to rein it in.
I know, like, you look over him and go, coochie, coochie, coo, and I go, fuck, 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 fuck you. No, I don't do that. He's beautiful. He's a little darling.
He's perfect.
Aren't you, little devil? He's doing his little suck thing. He's going...
So cute. I've been trying to film, like, most movements that he's been doing just so we don't forget any noises he does in his little newborn stage. Oh, how's this?
He went on a racial rant the other night.
He did not. Tell him about the lady at Woolies.
Oh, this woman.
This beast.
This beast of a woman at Woolworths the other night.
Another one.
She looked down at our child, our spawn, brought from our loins, and said, "Oh, how old is he?" And did I say it? Or you said, "Oh, he's a newborn, 7 weeks old." And she went, 7 weeks old? That's not new. And I was like, "Oh, well, fuck it, isn't Marie? How dare you?"
I don't know if it's going to be that funny to
What happened to your voice? Have you been sucking all of the dicks, Mrs. Dixon?
I don't know if it's as funny to everyone else.
It was funny to us. And what else did she say? She had a crack at him about something else. She goes, his eyes blue? And Claire was like, oh, fuck, I hope they are. I mean, what if they're not? Are you going to fucking eat him or something? You going all right there, babe? Claire's had so much cold and flu this week. She's off her head.
That fucking woman.
She's a beautiful woman. She's a handsome, handsome woman. I've never seen a woman that handsome.
Oh, I can't talk.
I know you can't talk.
You carry the show anyway. It doesn't matter.
Welcome back to the Isaac Butterfield and Atticus show. Addie, what do you got to say?
G'day, Dad. I just need to lubricate me throat.
Oh, do ya?
I'm just thinking back to the Woolies conversation.
What
it
Woolies
was honestly
conversation?
so fun.
What are you doing?
What we just talked about.
Have you forgotten about the microphone? We can barely hear you as it is, Dixon, you lunatic. This is grossly, grossly unprofessional. You're sitting here laughing, you've got your stupid haircut. You don't have a haircut at all.
I haven't had a haircut.
In years, you won't let me. Anyway, you're getting a haircut next week. And your eyelashes done. You're getting a butt crack wax. Finally. Old Hedges McDixon over here.
Claire's clocked out, eh?
Routine is important. Routine is important during...
Listen, I can't speak.
I can't speak.
I can't. I've been sleeping well.
You've
got
been
me
sleeping.
period.
You've been sleeping great. What are you talking about? Last night it came to 3 a.m. Your time to feed the son, and you go, nah, fuck you. Either you feed him Butterfield or he goes hungry.
I'm sick.
Sick in the head. You should work at Woolies with that creature.
The way she said it was so bad too. She's
he?
like, "Are his eyes blue?" And I was
That's
like,
what she
yes.
said. That's right. Are his eyes blue?
And I was like, "What if they're not?" She honestly looked like she'd fucking eat him.
She's a fucking Hitler youth.
Oh, my voice is a bit better now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
Here's a hot tip for
darling?
those of you who have a baby
Oh,
and are looking for some. Sorry, I'm scratching my nose. Looking for some routine in your life. When you get home from having the child, put on a show that you've watched a couple of times.
maybe 6 times.
Maybe 6 times, because we just completed Downton Abbey for the 6th time, and I tell you what a program.
So
The
good.
best.
The best.
Downton Abbey, if you've never watched it, go. Have you watched-
Downtown Abbey.
Yeah, I'm sure
No,
you-
I have heard good things though.
mate, fucking fantastic.
Easy watching type job.
Easy viewing.
Yeah.
That, and
beautiful.
now we're on to Mad Men for the 4th or 5th time as well. Great show, Mad Men as well. Don Draper.
Oh,
Every man wants to be him and every woman wants to be with him. Isn't that right, Claire?
speak for yourself.
Not really. He's actually a prick.
Yeah, he's a massive wanker. But
But-
what a man.
But yeah, it was cool. We really struggled when we come home. Like, what do we do with all that time? And then we
Horrific.
thought, okay, well, you've been on to Desperate Housewives. We did talk about that last
Beverly
time.
Hills.
I think.
I'm on season 11 now. I'm ashamed
Jesus
to say.
Christ.
I
You've been-
know. I didn't start from the beginning. I started at season 8, so it's not as deplorable.
That's the problem with you. You never start at the beginning.
No.
We actually had some people here at our house today looking at something in
Did we?
the floorboards.
Oh, yes.
And they saw that you had Desperate Hillbillies on.
Did I say something?
And they just sort of looked, and it was like they walked in at one of those. It's like when your parents walk in when you're watching Game of Thrones and there's tits on the screen. Because like, I walked past the TV and this lady was just
you
there.
love it.
I don't mind it.
He sits down. He's glued to the screen.
I like it.
Lisa Rinna.
Oh, Lisa rinsed out. Have a look at
Oh.
Lisa Rinna, Gabe. Lisa Rinna, old rinsed out Lisa.
Harry Hamlin.
She's married, who's also in Mad Men, by the way.
He hasn't got a big role in Mad Men. She carries on about it on
Yeah,
the
she
show a fair
does.
bit.
He's like one of the.
He's sprinkled in.
Isn't he one of the other ad agencies guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry for flicking this knife at you. I'm not.
I like it.
So that's Lisa
There
Rinna.
she is.
She's got the biggest, dirtiest top lip.
Oh,
Like it looks like you could grow a full mustache on it.
however, I will say the bitch can dance.
Can she?
On Instagram. She
God.
dances like she is off her head on opioids,
She
allegedly.
probably fucking is.
She is, allegedly.
How can you be on that show and not be off your head on something?
I don't
Surely.
like watching it as much now because my hero Lisa Vanderpump's not in these.
The Pump.
Yeah.
We went to Pump in LA. Did we have this conversation
We've
last
done
podcast?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's done.
It's deja vu.
They don't want to know.
Jesus so, Christ.
I need to stop
ladies.
talking about this fucking show.
Well, I'm going to court, so how about that? Well, a tribunal, but it's the same sort of thing. Apparently, it's in the same place as the Queensland court.
Do we
Basic.
have to travel for this bullshit?
Yeah, we've got to go to Queensland. I know. Well,
Yuck.
I don't have to, I don't think. I could send a lawyer.
I want to
but-
go and I want us to drip out in Gucci.
Oh, why don't we both go in Gucci tracksuits?
Yeah,
Do
I'm going
Gucci
to dress
have
like an
tracksuits?
NRL player's missus and just get
Yes.
pumped up lips, get me boobs out. I'm going to
Yes.
say he didn't beat or rape anyone. Ah.
Yeah, for no reason.
He's innocent of
That
all
would actually be
charges.
really funny.
He's never hit me, and then run
I
away.
swear. Just flinch whenever he moves near you, Claire.
Oh. I want to go full Conor McGregor vibes for the court if we do end up going.
I'll wear a fuck you suit.
And strap Addie to the front like on the Hangover movie. Carlos.
Little
Have
Carlos.
Big sunnies on.
So if you don't know, I'm being. It's a very weird thing. Even though I know what's going on, it's sort of like.
I still don't know what's going on. It's fucking
So there was a
stupid.
complaint issued to the Queensland Human Rights Commission over a joke.
I didn't even know that was a fucking thing.
Well, human rights are important, but are your
This
rights
person's
really?
not human.
Are they really? Don't say that. Jesus Christ.
Come at me, bitch.
No, it's you're not human if you are that easily offended. Like it's crazy.
Like a puddle. This person's a puddle.
Because
I just think it's a puddle.
full of water and they swallow you up.
No depth.
No. Well, pass on.
Don't you think, like,
Well,
you
what-
know, people fall to a heap and they're a puddle of tears? I just sort of thought this person just sounds so weak that they're just a little insignificant puddle. who has nothing better to do with their
Then
time
complain.
than complain about someone they saw on the internet.
Why do it? But anyway, the whole point of the video, and the video was well received, I think, and
Well done.
thank you. The whole point of it was just to go, this is ridiculous, and the precedent that it sets too. Like, if someone makes a joke about something that I hold dear, or something that, like, what if, like, so my epilepsy, right? Someone makes an epilepsy joke. Can I then say that my human rights have been,
Apparently.
like, have they been infringed? Because that's what this opens up. This is
You can't have a thought. You can't have a joke. You can't do anything.
This is as much about freedom of speech as it is about comedy.
Absolutely.
And the Human Rights Commission of Queensland has a big role in this. Are they going to say that you can then go after a comedian and then dictate to them what they
Actors will be
can and
next.
cannot say? What about actors? What if they, this is a whole can of worms that they are apparently willing to open. Because at this point, I received correspondence just the other day that it is moving forward.
That's so bizarre to me when you think about actual problems going on in the world and people watching this. Someone might be getting bullied at work, or someone's house might have been robbed, or someone's car got stolen, or someone's died. All these actual problems, and these people a lot of the times aren't getting the help that they want, but this person has a little whinge and
Over something that's
over
not even
something
real.
that isn't directed at them at all. It does not affect them at all. Don't watch it if you don't like it. If it offends you, if you get offended by something that's not even in your space, you need help.
If it's not there right in front of you, then just avoid it.
Oh my God.
And I would almost understand it if I was someone who was genuinely hateful.
100%.
Like if I was like leader of some fucking far right hate group,
Yes.
then yeah, okay, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I don't believe any of the things I'm saying. Like they're not real. That's what I keep
jokes.
trying to get across. They're just fucking
Jokes are
around.
jokes.
Jokes are jokes. They are not real statements. And I think one of the reasons we're so lost in that is because in Australia, a lot of people
The
love
woke
comedy.
movement.
Well, they love comedy it's so political. Like it's more of a speech and making a point, and then
So
they
we
get
get my period today.
they get we need free period. Like you're trying to, that's
Yeah.
what you're trying to do. You're trying to make a political point,
Yep.
and you're trying to get a round of applause, not just make
We
people
need a
laugh.
gay guy, we need to get a lesbian, we need a redhead and a black lady at this comedy show. Are any of them funny? No, but we need 4 of
We
them.
need
and
to
they're
have those
here.
people.
Yeah.
And comedy is just about being funny. It doesn't matter what color of skin you are
No.
or any of that shit. It's just if you're funny, just be there, make people laugh, and that's all that matters. Anyway, we will see
It's
what happens on that
disappointing.
front.
Very disappointing that the world's come to this over, I don't know. I just think it's bizarre that you can go after a comedian for telling a joke.
Yeah, and it, just because it's about the Aboriginal jokes, this could be about any other joke that I've done.
Bizarre.
Jewish people could have done it. Muslim people could have done it. Christian, Catholic people could have done it. All of these groups of people.
I could have done it. You've done jokes about me.
You could have done it.
Fuck. Like anything.
Anyone could have. And this
people
is
have real fucking problems.
this is what it opens up, though.
It's just unbelievable.
As soon as you hear something, you can just go and, like, literally all it is a fucking online form that you fill in.
Who's most offended?
Well, this is basically what the
Wow.
website is. Like, you
That's
go,
fucked.
I'm offended by this, and here's what needs to happen, and do it.
Fuck.
And then it's government funded. They've got deep pockets, and fuck whoever it affects.
Wow.
But how is this come into law? I don't get that. I mean, luckily I received a considerable amount of offers of pro bono work from lawyers in Queensland. So shout out to the guys up there. But it'll be very interesting what happens for this. I'm going to fight this.
100%.
Like, I can apologise and then it's all over, but fuck that.
No. Not apologising for something you didn't fucking do.
No, and particularly when I don't believe it.
No. It's a joke. Fuck off. Getting rolled up.
I think that's the end of the show. How long have we been
Yes.
going for? That's about half an hour.
Yeah, nearly there. There was something you thought about plugging.
Oh, yeah. If you want to work with us.
Oh, yeah. After me shouting fuck
After
off.
you shout it, fuck off. Oh, Addy
I
boy.
promise we're nice.
Are you a hungry little whippet?
Exciting job opportunity.
We're after someone to basically handle the day-to-day business of not just me and booking shows and all that type of stuff, but handling some of the businesses we are involved in. So if you think you would be a good person at that, send your resume through to the buttsmarn@gmail.com. You can work at home. Be good if you're around Newcastle, but if not, for the right person, we'll make the right changes. Yeah, I think that's about it. Gabe, did you have anything you wanted to add to the show?
Nah.
Sick one. Little Dicky, all the best.
I'm sorry about my voice on this episode, guys.
No, it's just as gravelly and sexy as always. Sound like a young Sophie Monk.
Oh,
Atticus, some of your best work?
Oh, he's beautiful. He's had
To be
such
fair,
a
that's
lovely
actually
night.
true. Quietest he's been for a podcast yet.
100%. Oh.
We'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Toodaloo, bye bye.